But
1 minute warning
to the goofball army out there. Hi at the families. Tell them to get to the next room. Tell them to go to your neighbors because we got goofball news to go over, and it might get crazy.
Typically does, guys. If it's your first episode ever, you got like 30 seconds before we start, so not enough time to go to the bathroom, but go get a drink because trust me, you're probably going to need it there. In the meantime, the rest, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know about future episodes as well, guys. Buckle your seatbelts if you haven't already. Make sure your tray is in the upright position here, guys, because we are just about ready to get going. And like, oof.
Guys, if you want a crazy ride going forward, a bunch of nonsense, but all nothing but the truth about the Giants, listen in, buckle in, tell a friend.
Let's go.
And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, the New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by
me, Rob, doing a show on the road today.
Yeah, and apparently I'm doing the show in backwards mode. I didn't realize that all my camera and stuff all got backwardized on me here. I don't know what the actual term is there. There we go. Mirrored it back. There we go. We're good to go. I was inverted.
What were you doing while you're inverted?
You don't want to know. Anyway, guys, let's get back to the topic at hand here, which you haven't started yet, but we're going for. Free agency. Free agency has officially begun, guys. We got a bunch of new Giants to talk about. We got a bunch of plundering done by the Tennessee Titans, which is just insanity to me, but we'll go over that.
What we call that.
If you were a Giant, you're now a Titan, basically. So it's just, it just is what it is today. So, but we got a lot of players, like I said, that have joined up with the Giants there, have two that re-signed with the Giants. So we got a whole bunch of stuff to go over with. So let's start her off there, going over the recap of day one of legal tampering there in the free agency. All right, we got to start her off, of course, with the guys are coming back because that's a much simpler kind of thing. It's kind of like business as usual. They just got a new contract, basically. But we want to talk about that because it's still big news, especially the first one here. Germaine Eluemunor, that's the big shoe that dropped, and thank God that shoe dropped because it was making me a little nervous when everybody else was signing with Tennessee. Germaine Eluemunor, the one guy that we thought would not be coming back because we thought he'd want to go to Carbon-Brasilia, where he's played with multiple times. We said it before. Went from Patriots to the Raiders to the Giants, all with Brasilia. He has said, I want to stay a Giant. To be honest, I thought he was BSing just to get more money. Well, it's not. He wouldn't be the first player to do that. Let's be honest here. Like that's a normal practice in free agency.
But he also grew up a Giants fan.
I get it. But you know what? I grew up a fan of my bank account. So this happens.
You thought about money when you were a kid?
Yes, I did actually. I really did.
Let me see that piggy bank.
Yes. No, I had a savings account.
Ooh.
I was that kid. Anyway, Germaine Eluemunor re-signs with the Giants, 3 years, $39 million. $26 million guaranteed. Guys, that's a goddamn slam dunk. I cannot believe how cheap he was. Whoosh. Think about this for a second. Tyler Linderbaum, who most people will tell you the center is the least expensive position on the offensive line. It's the least paid, that's for damn sure. I'll disagree with calling it the least important, but there are people that will say that. He got $27 million a year from the Raiders. $27 million. Germaine Eluemunor,
Dunkless,
who was, again, I know PFF grades and nobody's a big fan, but it is what it is. It's what I got to give you stat wise. Was the 20th overall ranked pass blocking tackle in the NFL, meaning on most teams he'd be your number one.
Correct.
Got $13 million a year, less than half of what Tyler Linderbaum got. Are you effing kidding me?
I mean, granted, it's a big stretch, but we've talked about this multiple times. When you're a bad team, you have to overpay your free agents. Supply and demand. Guess what? There's a high demand. That's what I just started off saying. It's definitely a reach. But supply and demand. They went out and got what they thought was the best fit for what their offense is going to run, and they overpaid them. And
that's the equivalent of going to a dollar store, though, and slapping a $10 bill and leaving one item. Like, that's insanity. You know what I mean?
Two items.
You know what I mean, though. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense. Germaine Eluemunor is such a home run, this deal. It's not even funny for Giants. Such a home run. On top of that, Dan Duggan went on X and gave the particulars in the deal. And it works great for the Giants because, again, we talked about it. Giants don't have a lot of cap space this year. Next couple of years, they got a ton of cap space. This year, not so much. So in 26, his cap hit is only $6 million, guys. That's it.
What a deal.
Yeah. Like, I don't know who to give the credit to. Dawn Aponte, Joe Shane. I don't know. We're just going to say kudos to the Giants in general on this deal. We're not going to get into the politics of who's controlling what and who's pulling which string. Kudos to the Giants on that one. And kudos to Germaine Eluemunor to staying true to his word and wanting to be a New York Giant. Because there was other teams that wanted him. I had heard the rumor was that the Tennessee Titans were interested. They wanted to move him to guard potentially, and he didn't want to do that. So that kind of killed that option. But the more legit rumors that I know I heard for sure from people that I trust, because that one with the Titans, I heard from other sources will say. The more legit sources were saying that the Browns, the Chiefs, and a couple other teams were all talking to Eluemunor as well. I mean, he was actually supposed to go on Kay Adams' show this morning, and he canceled it. Well, I guess it's afternoon, but he canceled it because I guess stuff was going on in the background. I mean, I get it. It's a busy day for him.
Yes, at least.
So there was definitely teams interested. And I really find it hard to believe that nobody gave him more than $13 million a year. I don't want to sit there and say he took a pay cut to be a Giant because I don't have proof of that. But goddamn, it seems like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy to have him. I'm happy to have him, and you know what? He's been proven to be a great Giant, and like I said,
yeah,
it's this team that he grew up watching, and you got this exciting new coach. You're in an exciting new time. Like, go ahead, take a little bit of pay cut and start winning.
Yeah,
or maybe not. I won't say a pay cut. Like, who knows?
We don't know. We don't know what everybody else offered him, but I'm just saying, in my mind, he had to have taken a pay cut because I find it hard to believe that nobody gave this guy more than $13 million a year offer.
Yeah, I mean,
that's insane.
He may have said, like, you know what, Chiefs, I don't want to be a Chief for 15. It's not worth it.
I mean, it may be at one point it's how much money do you need? I need it all, but maybe he doesn't. Everybody has their different values and different things they care about. So, it's all different like that. But I will say this. If you would have told me at the beginning of free agency, and we'll get to the numbers of who left here in a minute, that Cordale Flott would get more in free agency than Germaine Eluemunor, I would have said you're smoking crack.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Are you freaking kidding me? Like, think about the craziness of that for a minute. That's insanity. So listen, again, I don't know if the NFL just undervalued him because I don't even know why, to be honest with you, or he just wanted to be a Giant. Then either way, I'm happy. He's a Giant. We have our bookend tackle still. We're still got everything going the way it should be at that point for that. Still going to work on the inside of the line. We'll talk about that momentarily there, but a great move overall. You're protecting the rookie quarterback. You're keeping Jackson Dart hopefully up, upright more often by keeping those two together at that point, having two very excellent pass blocking tackles on this team.
And they got the chemistry. They got the chemistry. So
yeah,
let it ride.
Yep. You just used a Russell Wilson. I saw you did there. It's like a more proper version. Let it ride, good sir. Let it ride.
Let it ride.
Next up, another guy who's staying put there is Isaiah Hodgins with the 1-year deal. Listen, we all know Isaiah Hodgins and what he is at this point. Isaiah Hodgins is a depth piece wide receiver. We don't even have an option as far as what he's getting numbers wise.
What
was that?
Probably the vet minimum.
It's gotta be. I gotta imagine that's what it is. No one released it, and usually when they don't release it, that's why.
Yeah,
they don't want to
say how low he was to get paid.
Yeah, but it's a solid move. You bring in a veteran guy who's got some chemistry with the team overall, with Jackson Dart as well. And again, we talked about this multiple times. We need depth on the wide receiver front. We cannot go ahead and just keep the same wide receivers we had last year. Like, and obviously we're not gonna. We'll get to that in a minute here, but
some changes.
There's to be some changes, but there needs to be a lot of changes because that was such an issue, the depth at wide receiver. And this was the guy we got, late in the year, and he, did go ahead and give us a little something there. So I'll take it. Keep him going. Like, let's see what happens. Put him into camp and let the best man win. Yeah,
for what a reason. Like, I don't know if it's the Dable system or is it the Giants. Like, he finds himself getting himself some work with the Giants. And
Yes.
better than anywhere else.
Yes. 100%. Absolutely 100%. And again, I don't know. The one that scares me, I guess, is the fact that we're going to a different offense. And the only place he's really had success, has been within the Dable Kafka system at that point there. So I don't know.
That's kind of
I don't know if that's going to affect him.
I mean, he had a little bit of success with Buffalo when Dable was there, but
not much. But he's on the practice squad. We got him. Like,
yeah, Dable wasn't there. He was with us.
I get it. I'm just saying. He just, it wasn't like he was used like he was with the Giants. I mean, he was on the practice squad for the Steelers, and we got him last year. So I just that's something that worries me as far as that. But it's not a big worry because again, I got to imagine it's a veteran minimum, like we talked about. Again, numbers aren't official. We haven't gotten them, but I got to imagine that's what it is. I don't imagine it's going to be a contract that's going to preclude us from having the ability to cut him in camp or at the end of camp if need be. So, listen, to me, it's a win-win situation, both for us and for Isaiah Hodgins. Because Hodgins gets to go to a team he's comfortable with. He gets a chance to showcase himself there in the training camp. And he didn't always have that option other places he's gone. So I can't imagine anything negative about that whatsoever. So let's get into the guys we did sign, though. That's be, I think, more of the topic. Guys we signed, guys we lost kind of stuff there. So let's get into that. Before we get into the guys we signed, though, guys, if you do me a favor, if you haven't already, those on YouTube especially, hit that thumbs up, guys. It makes a huge difference for the people that go ahead and get kind of force-fed by YouTube at that point. I see a ton of y'all on X, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it. Do me a favor. Pop onto the YouTube if you can. Hit the subscribe. Check it out in there. I always say, if you love a content creator, you want to support a content creator, go to YouTube. It's the one place that actually pays and cares about content creators. So,
muchas gracias.
Let's get to the guys that we did sign, because it's a lot more than I expected. To be honest, I thought what was going to happen is this going to be one of those free agencies we get maybe one guy in the first day, and we kind of wait back and see what kind of discounts we can get here. We made some massive changes here. First up, we got a guy that we've been talking about for a while there. Isaiah Likely got picked up on a 3-year deal. We've said that all along. 3 years, $40 million. Got some incentives, can max it out to $47.5 million. He is officially been given the highest annual average value of any tight end in NFL free agency history. Let that sink in for a second. The largest free agent deal given to a tight end ever, based on annual average value. That's pretty crazy right off the bat. We thought he was going to get what? We said like 9 million, maybe 10. Nope. I mean, that's a legit contract, guys. That shows a lot of faith the Giants have in him. And considering Harbaugh was the one who coached him in Baltimore, I'm cool with that. Like
100%.
You have a coaching staff here that knows how to get the best out of him and knows who he is and how he plays more than anybody else. So I'm good with that. 6'4", 245 pounds, 25 years old, does turn 26 next month. Will be 26 during the season. Last year with the Ravens, 14 games, 7 starts, 27 catches, 307 yards, and 1 touchdown. His average every 17 games, trying to give you like an average season basically, assuming he's healthy. 17 games, 7 starts, 36 catches, 423 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Think about that for a second. 17 games, 27 starts. Still got 423 yards a season.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good.
Like, you're telling me your backup tight end is getting over 400 yards a season.
Yeah, especially behind Andrews. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he was a touchdown machine, though, Andrews. But
yeah, he was.
That was the guy that used the goal line. So
I think fantasy owners should be very happy with the fact that those two were split up. I really do. So here's how little he played. I did the math because when you go on Pro Football, get the stats and all. It tells you basically here's the percentage of offensive plays that he's done. Here's how many plays that equates to. It doesn't tell you total for the career. But I do a little math on this here for us. You know, I like doing the math. He's only played in 49.8% of the offensive snaps in his career. Think about that. He's been averaging 423 yards a season, and he's on the bench for half the game.
Pretty legit.
That's damn legit. Now, the last 2 years it went up. It went to 58.6% of the snaps. He's been used a lot more. Here's what I really wanted to look at. And thank God for me able to look up stuff on AI nowadays. It would have hurt my head having to do this math in my head here. We all know Mark Andrews had some injury histories in the past. There, 9 games he missed. In those 9 games, Isaiah Likely's averaged 3.4 catches, 50.3 yards, and 0.7 TDs. Again, I did the math on what that'd be in a 17-game season. 58 catches, 855 yards, and 12 touchdowns.
I take that.
I would take that in a goddamn heartbeat. Sign me the hell up. Sign me up for that.
From that tight end? Hell yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's amazing. And here's what I think is the big part about that. And again, we'll get to who he lost later on. He's the new Wan'Dale. Isaiah Likely is the new Wan'Dale Robinson, guys.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. He plays in the slot. They've slined him up even on the outside as a wideout sometimes. And the great thing about it is one of the major issues with Wan'Dale Robinson. And listen, I'm not going to trash talk a guy on the way out the door. It's not me. There's pros and cons to every player. Obviously, Wan'Dale had a lot of pros. But one of the big cons for him is he was so goddamn tiny. He couldn't run block really well.
Yeah, not really. He was more of a pick in there.
So imagine having a guy in the slot now who's 6'4", 245 pounds. Compared to a guy that was what, 5'8", 185?
Something like that.
The shortest
5'9", 190.
Like, again, I don't want to be the trash talker on the way out the door because I got no hate at all for Wan'Dale. Take your money. But that's a huge difference. That is a huge freaking difference there. I had to look it up to see the exact 5'8", 185 pounds. That's what listed on, at least when I did a quick Google search there. So he went from 5'8", 185 pounds blocking from the slot on outside runs to 6'4", 245 pounds.
It's amazing because I'm pretty sure his combine was 5'9", 195.
But I'm saying that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy there. I mean,
and it's literally about 60% of the cost.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Besides the money, and I get the money aspect of it, I'm not blind to the fact that we gave a huge contract to a guy based on hopes and dreams. That's what we did. Let's be honest for a minute. We gave it hopes and dreams. We hope he's going to do what he did when Mark Andrews was out. We hope he's going to do what he did for the 50% of the snaps he was in, but now putting it at 80%. And now he's a 600-700 yard guy kind of guy. We hope. There's a lot of hope in this.
I mean, free agency's not done yet, and the moves aren't done yet. He doesn't have to be in 80% of the snaps. We still have Theo Johnson. Like, is he as good as like Theo? I don't think he's as good, but like he still takes some relief and takes some pressure off Likely coming over.
Well, I think what you're going to see a lot of, and obviously we'll find out when the season begins. I think what you're going to see a lot is you're going to see Theo Johnson lined inside as actual, lined up as a tight end. And I think you're going to see a lot of Likely either in double tight end sets or moved out to the slot. Kind of like what we thought we were getting when we got Darren Waller. Before Brian Dable thought he'd make him a fullback somehow. Still don't understand that whole mentality. But that's what I kind of feel like. And again, I use that in comparison to how he's going to be used, not to the player he is. No, I don't want to disrespect Waller. He had a couple great years, and Isaiah Likely hasn't done that level of production yet. But how funny would it be with that kind of comparison? Because where did Waller come from before he went to the Raiders? Baltimore. Just saying.
Funny.
I'm not saying we got the next Darren Waller, but I'm saying it's not unreasonable to expect that type of production out of him. It's not, you shouldn't expect it, but you shouldn't go, oh, I never saw that coming. Because here's the math showing you 855 yards at what he would average in a season if he was probably the only tight end based on what happened when Mark Andrews was out. The math is there. And Jay Snow asked if he raps. To the best of my knowledge, he doesn't. That's already a pro compared to him and Waller.
Well, we also thought Waller didn't rap until he did.
In all fairness, I still don't call that rapping. That's just auto-tune bullshit. So therefore,
that's fair. It's a lot of AI.
It's a lot of AI involved. And
Derek Connor would be very upset with him.
I think it was Suno who was doing that for him. But yeah, like I said, I love the deal. I listen, the money part, I get it. It's a lot of money. That's the only thing I can sit there and say, oh, I don't know if I would have given him that much money. It's not my money. And it's not that much of an overpay. It's not a freaking Linderbaum style overpay where you paid him, 1.5 times what everybody thought he was going to get.
Yeah, he pretty much got double the next best.
You went from 8 to 9 to 13. So I guess it is 1.5 times, but it's still, because of the smaller amount of money, it doesn't seem as bad. I have no beef with it.
Yeah.
And that was the Giants were just like, here you go. Whoop. All this money. Like, there was probably a negotiation of some kind. And I'd be shocked that the Ravens didn't try to keep him.
You would think so. But, I mean, I guess with the new coach, maybe they're going to go out and try to draft someone new, put him under Andrew's wing. But who knows?
You never know. That's the beauty of the NFL. You really never know.
Especially for HC. Man.
You never. I mean, we weren't there in the conversations. We don't know. We can guess. We're probably going to guess wrong if we guess, though. It's a guess. Why they call it a guess? So we'd rather not do that. Just say point blank, we don't know. It's the honest truth of the matter. So, but I like it. Like I said, I think you're going to see a lot of moves. And here's another thing. We talked about the outside runs and him blocking. Imagine him blocking when Dart has to scramble.
Oh, it's going to be so amazing.
Like how many times have we talked about the fact that Dart needs to get hit less? And if you watch the film of Isaiah Likely, one of the biggest things I love about him is that man just seems to know how to go on the fly when the quarterback comes out of the pocket. Like, he works so well with Lamar Jackson with that, it's not even funny. Now, Dart may not be Lamar Jackson. He doesn't run like that, obviously. But he's much closer to him than he is to Joe Flacco.
Fair.
And we saw he likes to scramble. He likes to go ahead and improvise when he scrambles. We saw that. I mean, was it the first game he started against the Chargers when he literally basically hand signaled over to one of the receivers?
Yes.
To change the route?
Yes. He was literally, it was third quarter, late in third quarter.
It's a veteran move from a guy who in his very first start. And that's the kind of stuff he has the ability to do. He sees things. He actually has very good field vision. And I think him and Likely is going to be a damn good combo. I really do. I'm actually really excited about this. And I feel like I'm usually the negative one. I really like this move the more and more I watched film on this kid today.
The two we just talked about, keeping that offensive line strong.
Yep.
It's a good thing for your sophomore quarterback now. You can't really call him rookie anymore.
Yep. And you know what? I completely forgot when I made my notes today too, that, and I'll bring it up now since we forgot that in the notes. We also re-signed a tight end as well. Chris Manhertz is back with the Giants. So he's been re-signed to a 1-year deal. So we got all in the matter of like the first couple moves. We improved our blocking from the slot position / added the linebacker that can go in line and nice double tight end sets at that point that improvises for the quarterback. We re-signed the right tackle, and we signed one of the better veteran blocking tight ends. You think they care about keeping Dart upright?
100%. That's what I say. Those are the signs to keep your quarterback standing tall.
Yep, exactly. And GFYSSFFS. Sorry, I'm assuming it stands for something. I don't know what that stands for, but Likely is versatile and low mileage on the treads. Great pickup. Yes, that's one thing we really got to look at too. There's low miles on that body because he only was playing at half the steps. And this year especially, they put him on the slot almost predominantly. Like he wasn't blocking and doing all that kind of crazy stuff there. So yeah, this is. I mean, you don't necessarily look at the same as look at a running back, but that is it's a big. I love this move. I really do, and I'm curious to see where he starts in the depth chart. It's funny. I popped in the depth chart real quick, and they actually put number 1 tight end Isaiah Likely.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, look at his coach.
Again, that's ESPN. That's not the Giants doing it. Just saying. It just is an interesting little side note.
Because if he wasn't there, what are you going to put, Theo Johnson?
I mean, that's what you would think. He just wouldn't touch the depth chart if you're ESPN right now.
I mean, you make the acquisition, like you have to imagine that that's why you do it.
I don't know. I mean, there's no way
especially with that value.
Yeah, I mean, you get paid him a lot of money not to sit on the bench. That's for damn sure. Yeah. And that's going to be the interesting thing now. What happens with Theo Johnson? Like Theo Johnson, like I said, I think they're going to line him up more on the line and put Likely on the slot position more. But you got to imagine that Theo Johnson's going to be on the bench a little more than he's been used to, because there's times they will put Likely probably in and put Theo Johnson on the bench. And you know what? Maybe this is what teaches him to catch the goddamn ball when it goes.
I say maybe this is what he needs to learn how to, butterfingers. Maybe he needs extra time. So maybe he gets a little sweaty out there, even though he's wearing gloves. He might have to draw off his hands. He might need some new gloves.
Yeah, and you know what? I saw too that people were talking about, oh, well, you're going to stunt the growth of Theo Johnson with this move potentially. Well, Theo Johnson's had 2 years to show now he can do it. It's not like we just drafted him last week, guys.
Yeah, and if you put a guy that's shown how to do what Theo Johnson wants to do on the field next to him, and next to him on the bench, and next to him on the bus and the plane, wherever you're going, and you can pick his brains and what he's doing that Theo's not doing, that's not stunting his growth. That's giving him like an actual acknowledgement of how to make improvements on the field.
And I'm going to throw this out as well. I don't think it stunts Theo Johnson because of the fact that you can put them both in the field at the same time.
Agreed.
I don't think this stunts Theo at all. I really don't. And I think the interesting part about, I heard someone say about the money part of it, because they're like, oh, well, sign him a 3-year deal. You got 2 years left to that point for Theo Johnson. Let's say hypothetically, we're gonna go negative here for a second. Worst case scenario. Let's say Likely just sucks all of a sudden, okay? But Theo Johnson looks good. Well, they cut Likely in 2 years, and you re-sign Theo Johnson. There's no way this backfires.
No.
Only way it backfires is for 2 years. You got some money being kind of set aside that you probably don't want set aside. That's the only negative of this possibility. So, like I said, I love it. As Jace does is the run 12 personnel, we only have one legit wide receiver. It's very possible. Like I said, I think you'll see a lot of double tight end because they want to run the ball. They've shown they want to run the ball by everything you hear, the rumors and everything. They've said it point blank.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
We've been hearing that a lot the past couple years. At least I've been saying that with the pickups they made. Oh, you got Singletary. Oh, you got Waller. Oh, you got Belly with them. Like you should be setting up a lot of 12 man. 12 man. You should be setting up a lot of 22. Confused. But
Bellinger, we're still in mourning.
I know. I was just saying that in the past.
All right, let's get to the next guy here. A couple weeks ago, guys, we told you the Giants would probably be interested in a linebacker that we knew was going to be a cut candidate. I don't know why nobody else ran with the idea until all of a sudden he'd been in the trading block. Then he goes in the trading block. People are, oh, the Giants should trade for him. The Giants should trade for him. And he gets cut. Now we signed him. We actually did the right thing. We waited. We smartly waited. We ended up pick up the bad contract Chicago gave him. We didn't have to give up anything to get him. And Tremaine Edmunds is officially a New York Giant. 3 years.
A New York Giant.
3 years, $36 million, $23.7 million guaranteed, 6'5", 250 pounds, 27 years old. And it's just like I said, a
lot cheaper than his replacement.
Yeah, and now he will be 28 soon, I believe, because he's 8 years in the league. So that May 2nd. So yeah, he's got less than a month before he's 28. So he'll be 28 for the season there. But he was one of those guys that he's been around forever, but he got drafted so young. He was 20 years old.
Yeah,
that while he's been around forever, yeah. He didn't spend 7 years in the COVID years of college football. That's why. Like, we're drafting guys now that are like 1 or 2 years. Think about that. He's 27. We drafted 25-year-olds last year.
Absolutely bonkers.
I mean, that just boggles for a second there. Like, that's the crazy difference here. Last year with the Bears, 13 games, 112 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits, 1 sack, 4 interceptions, 9 passes deflected, and 1 fumble recovery. He did miss 4 games with a groin injury. Throughout his career, though, he has been very healthy. This is not an injury-prone guy. This is just I guess we got to hope it's a one-off kind of thing. But I'm saying he's not the guy who's like every single year there's a nagging injury or anything crazy there. So, again, 17-year average, same as we got there for likely we talked about him. He said, 129 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits, 1.2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 8 passes deflected. I mean, this is a guy that point blank has been a really good linebacker for a number of years now. And what makes him really good is he's fast. He's really good at coverage. This is a passing league, guys. You have to be able to cover from the linebacker position. He has shown the ability to do that. Beyond that, he's a good run stopper, too. Like I saw some people on Twitter afterwards going, oh, this guy can't stop the run. We got rid of Okereke. We got him. Yes, he can stop the run.
Yeah. Don't believe everyone you hear out there in media lane.
I'm telling you guys right now, he is better than Okereke. I'm not trying to say Okereke's crap. I'm not trying to say this guy's a future Hall of Famer. But it's like if Okereke was a 7, he's an 8. Like that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still a little better of a player. He also, I think, probably fits what they want to do on defense a little better. You know? And then on top of that, new contract. Like because I saw one person go, well, we got rid of Bobby Okereke, saved $9 million. And then what you did is you gave this guy more money. Now, I didn't see the breakdown that we saw before with Dan Duggan giving on Germaine Eluemunor. We talked about it before. Germaine Eluemunor, $39 million, $6 million cap hit this year. So Tremaine Edmunds, $36 million deal. Might be in that same ballpark for the first year, which would be a cost-cutting savings from Okereke. We don't know. Again, we don't know the contract breakdown. You don't always get that. But don't assume because we're paying him $12 million a year annual average salary that all of a sudden he's a bigger cap hit than Okereke was.
Now, you have to imagine this regime did the smart thing. And like you said, fairly similar breakdown. Maybe not 6 up front because I feel like Eluemunor wanted to be Johnny. You said, whatever, fine, do it.
Yeah.
Even if you're looking at 9 this year or 8 this year.
Then you're still at least breaking even or a little bit of savings from where you were with Okereke with the guy you obviously think is a better fit. Because let's be honest, they hold on to guys that we like, what the hell? Like, people are always like, what? They held on to Gano. They've held on to Hyatt. Like, people are curious about what's going on there. By the way, give him time. Give him time.
Yeah.
But you notice Okereke was gone almost immediately. That was like the first major move. Okereke was gone.
You got to wonder something behind the scenes there.
I just think they thought he wasn't a fit for what they want to do. Or maybe they saw what you and I have talked about in the show before. We talked about it before with Okereke that we thought sometimes a lack of effort. We thought, especially in 24. We found out later on it was injured. So I don't know if it was the injury or the lack of effort, just to give him a fair shake. And we thought that he was never in position to make a big play really in the run game. You can watch the film of Edmunds. This guy runs up to the line and smacks the freaking running back right at the line of scrimmage.
It's fantastic.
You saw it on a regular basis. So I don't know why they'd be worried about that. Jay Hernandez asked on the chat, he says, Edmunds gets the green dot. We don't know that. We'll find out. That's going to be announced way later on. So unfortunately, I don't have that part for you there. But he's a guy who has carried the green dot before, easily could do it. And he's a veteran presence now. Now, one of the big things about guys you're bringing in always is going to be personality. We don't know, a lot of these guys who just came in, even the media, the local media doesn't know them that well, all that kind of stuff. But luckily, those guys all have friends. and they asked their friends in some of these scenarios, what's going on? Dan Duggan asked around, and this is what he was told. This is a quote from him on X. He said, I was told, great dude in the locker room. Quiet guy and doesn't talk a lot, but when he talks, guys listen. Good culture piece to build around, long and it can still run, but limited change of direction. So, yeah, that's pretty damn good. So you get a guy who's going to sit back, relax, let you do your thing, and every so often he sees things going awry, he's going to say something.
And everyone stops and listens.
The Giants have been missing that kind of stuff. We haven't had leaders. Jordan Ronan asked the questions. He was told, good for any building, works hard. Another person told him, still young, even though he's been in the league 8 years. Another one said, still got some good football in him. So again, he's been around 8 years, but he started at 20, guys.
He still got some good football up in him.
28. Let me look at Bobby Wagner. Again, I'm not trying to say he's going to be the next Bobby Wagner, but look at Bobby Wagner. And
he's like 45.
Year last year, and he's 35. You're close.
45, 35.
So don't worry about a 3-year contract with a 20-year-old player.
Especially guys start getting into the prime of that area. Like they don't go out of the prime.
Yeah. Yes, this is still prime Edmunds.
Yeah.
Especially for a guy who hasn't had a lot of injuries. So I love it. I think this is a great move. We've been talking about this guy for weeks. This was a guy that we centered early on as a guy we thought the Giants would be interested. And guess what? We were right.
They done did it.
Go pat in the back there. At least we're not those content creators that are all over Twitter right now that are like, oh, big news coming. I'll let you guys know when it happens. This was the move or whatever. Like, I see that like all day long. Oh, 8 o'clock, big move coming for the Giants. I hate that crap. I really do. That's annoying. You know what the other thing people are doing on Twitter today like crazy is they were going ahead and retweeting old tweets like Giants re-signed Kenny Galladay, those kind of things. Like the first one I saw was got me because it was like the first one was like Giants are re-signing Adoree Jackson. And I'm like, oh my God, no, why would we bring him back? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And then I looked at the date, I'm like, God damn it. People, stop doing this. Let's go to another guy that we did sign, though. This is probably one of the most underrated positions in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
And we just got the guy who was literally named the best at that position. Jordan Stout, our newest punter here. 3 years, $12.3 million. Officially the highest paid punter in the NFL. We'll get to the money part in a minute because I have a lot of people complaining about that. I got some thoughts for that. Let's give you the stats. Net yards per punt, 44.9. Now, there were some stats going around earlier today that I saw that listed him as second in the league. I'm going to unofficially say he's first in the league in that. Because the guy who was right above him is Blake Griffin, who literally punted in 5 games. So I'm sorry, I can't give a average being like you're the best in the league at this average when you only were in for less than a third of the games. Can't do it. So I'm reversing course and I'm saying point blank he was the best. Yards per punt, 50.1, 5th best in the NFL. Inside the 20, which has been our biggest issue. How many times have you and I been flipping out that we can't seem to freaking hit an angle on a punt?
Just put a little old English on it. Just in the back.
Rotate a little. It's not that difficult. Like, it's really not that difficult. Like inside the 20, 45.3% of the time. That's 9th best in the NFL last year. All of this while he was 23rd in punts. Again, the offense wasn't the problem. It was the defense last year for the Ravens. Yet 18th in yards and 28th in return yards. So think about that. 23rd in punts jumped up to 18th for yards. just because of how far he's kicking it. 28th in the league for return yards given up. Only 3 punters with played more than 14 games allowed less return yards than Jordan Stout.
Yeah. Pretty legit.
Yeah. First team All-Pro this year. And he joined Shedeur Sanders on the Pro Bowl. I have to keep mocking that. But that's pretty goddamn impressive. You're literally talking about you want the best punter in the NFL last year. And the Giants got him.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Plus, a 74-yard bomb against the Jets. So,
yeah, 74 yards. That's imagine seeing a 74-yard punt. Insane.
Just imagine being the guy in the back. No way. Yeah.
Yeah. So that game we're talking about was against the Jets this year. He had a 61.5 yard average per punt with 4 punts in that game. So it wasn't like he did like that 170 yard and did one for 50 yards.
20, 30.
Out. He had 4. The 6th highest single game average in the NFL since 1960.
Hell of a game.
Like, it's hard to get excited over a punter, guys. I get it. Like, I'm well aware. I am well aware. But that's still goddamn impressive. That's awesome. So, we're going to have to kind of, see how much of a difference it makes or whatever as time goes by there. But I can't imagine that doesn't make a big difference. Plus, we won't be worried about getting punts blocked because the punter's taking half an hour to kick the goddamn ball.
That, and let's be real, the Giants special team last year wasn't the best.
Or the year before.
Or the year before that. But, I mean, we're talking about, you want to talk about the money of this guy. Like, Scottish Hammer's going to pay, $3 million this year, 3 and change for an extra $1 million. Wouldn't you want that upgrade on special teams?
Yes.
Is that legit?
Yes. That's why I can't believe people are freaking out. Oh my God, we overpaid for a punter. We paid the best punter in the league last year the most money of any punter. Think about that for a moment. That makes sense, does it not?
You're supposed to pay the best money.
Yes. Now,
and it's not that much more in football talks.
It's
more
not
than what you're paying your current one, who is not one of the best.
Now,
not one of the average.
The Saints went ahead and got the punter from the Vikings, Ryan Wright. They paid him 4 years, $18 million. That's $4.5 million a year at that point. So, that's not.
It's a little crazy.
Yeah, that actually works out more.
I was going to say that's 4.5.
Yeah. So actually, Stout's the second highest paid now, because the Wright deal happened after him. So yeah, I mean that's just let's say typo. I want to verify. But it's just like I said, it's not that crazy. I don't understand why people seem to think that. Yeah, it's 4 years, $18 million. So he actually got paid more. So I don't understand people are up in arms of that. And like you said, Jamie Gilliam, the Scottish Hammer, his number last year was not this year was not going to be low. It was set to be $3.3 million against the cap. Yeah. Are we honestly saying that $1 million was worth getting the best freaking punter in the NFL instead of the Scottish Hammer?
I mean, like I said, in football talks, that extra $1 million, well, less than, it's nothing. Yeah. And you're significantly upgrade.
Absolutely nothing. Now, I got to put this up, Deb, because she puts up there. I love punter Jeff Fiegels. He was amazing. I was such a big fan of Fiegels when he played. Like, when he played, I knew he was going to hit the corner. And he was going to get it within the 20. I just knew it because he was just so good at aiming the football. It's not even funny.
Got a little spoiled.
He never had that huge leg. Like, that wasn't his strong suit. And maybe it's just because when we got him, he was a little older, obviously. But he was the guy that just hit the corner. And I'm so excited to see actual legitimate punting because I don't think we've talked enough about that. The defense has been crap, let's be honest, here the last couple of years. Like, I'm not trying to put the lipstick on the pig here. The defense has been crap, especially last year. But when you think about it, how many times was the defense hurt by the field position that punter put him in?
Big time. There's a big difference of when you could start the opposing team like on the 15-yard line compared to the 35 or the 45-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
It changes the morale of the offense.
Huge.
Well, the opposing offense, I should say.
Yeah. And like I said, I think that it can't be understated enough. This is one of those quiet moves that you probably, no one even did the season, I think, is going to talk about it until all of a sudden you realize after like 4 or 5 games, he's like, God damn, something's going better with this punt team this year.
Yeah. All of a sudden, like, that defense looks way better because they haven't let anyone pass 50-yard line.
The defense has got enough changes where you might not put it at the punter, but I'm just sitting there saying, like, it's going to be one of those moves that I think it'll take people a second to recognize. But yes. I'm hoping they do. Because the Giants deserve all the credit for everything that they're doing with that move. Because it's a huge move. You literally brought the best in the NFL in to do it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if you're a defense, right, and you only allow 25 yards of play on a drive, not the best, but you stop it, exciting football game, good team.
Yep.
If you kick them on the 15-yard, their own 15, Drew, you're a math guy. Where does it put them? On their own 40.
Yeah.
You got to punt the ball. If you kick them on their own 45 and they put up 25, where are they on the field?
Yeah. 100%.
Field goal range.
100%.
The game.
Difference. It's a difference. And how many games we lost by a field goal?
So many.
Last couple of years, it's been a lot. It's been a lot, guys. So I'm probably more excited than most people for that move. I really am. All right, we got one more guy that we got officially. And there was a little bit of a social media war going on, whether it was actually legit happened or didn't happen. Jordan Schultz was like announced it happened, put his graphic out and everything. And then Connor Hughes is like, oh, hold on, this isn't done. It might be a done deal soon, but it's not quite done. And then a couple minutes later, it's done deal. Adarius Washington, the defensive back, primarily safety, 1-year deal, $3 million. And he's a little guy, 5'8", 180 pounds, 26 years old. Played the last 5 years with the Ravens. Last year, 4 games, 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 3 QB hits, 1 sack, and a 79.0 PFF grade. The big story of his career is injuries, guys. That's the big one. Tore his Achilles in 25. Came back, though, and played the last 4 games. So we got to give him credit because he played well. He had a major chest injury in 23. He had a season-ending foot surgery in 21. Missed most of 22 for it as well. He's only had 1 healthy season, guys.
So you're saying there's low miles on the legs, but everything else has been hurt.
It's kind of like low miles on the leg, but it's a Mitsubishi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's been through stuff in that little bit of time. You know, like I just think we got to recognize that part of it. If he's healthy, he's damn good. If he's not healthy, then it's normal.
And what do we talk about all the time? The best ability is availability.
100%. Now, 24 is 1 year he was healthy. 17 games, 64 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 2 QB hits, a sack, and 2 interceptions, plus 8 passes deflected. He had an 80.9 PFF grade that year, guys. 80.9. That's 8th best in amongst safeties, by the way, that year. 86.1 was his coverage grade. When he's healthy, he is damn good. He's just never healthy.
Yeah.
It's funny. We're going to talk a little later about Elijah Vera Tucker. I know you all want to get into that one because it's a big topic going on right now. He is the Elijah Vera Tucker of safeties. He's never healthy, but when he is, watch out. He's really good.
He's got to be healthy.
This is what it is. So he plays primarily free safety, by the way. There's been a little discussion on where he plays because I think everybody kind of assumed that when we signed him, he'd be the one replacing Flott. No, he plays safety. He's a free safety. He does go ahead and move into the slot position at times. He's even occasionally going out to be an outside corner. But his primary position, you're going to see him 9 out of 10, is going to be that free safety spot. The other 1 out of 10 is going to be popping down, play safety. Let's play the slot corner position. I'm actually kind of curious to see what happens with him as a coverage corner on third downs from the slot position. You know, Drew Phillips has not exactly been great in coverage. He's a great heavy hitter. He acts like a linebacker, just really tiny linebacker. You know, he was benched last year because of coverage issues. Like, I'm genuinely curious to see if they use him as a coverage back on third downs, assuming he's healthy.
Yeah, he's got to be there. But yeah, that's a strong possibility.
It like I said, it'd be interesting to see. That's for damn sure. So, all right, we're gonna get into the players now we've lost and the rumors that are left and what's circulating here, so to speak, for free agency. Before we do that, though, we do want to remind you all that, of course, you can always go ahead and support the show at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoopballs, where you can sign up, of course, for one-time support payments there you can want, or if you can do monthly if you want at that point there. Of course, on that page is actually the buy me a beer at that point instead of buy me a coffee, because we do prefer to have the beer over the coffee. Just
depends on the time of day. I mean,
listen, I know better. I've seen your drinking abilities.
Monday morning is definitely a coffee, though.
Oh, yes. And, of course, we have also our draft guide is going to be coming out this year. We're going to be having a full-fledged draft guide specifically geared towards the Giants and how players fit in within the Giants scheme and all there. So I'm going to post the link there to that. There is early access that'll be at a discounted rate there. We will be doing – it's going to be a live one. As we start getting into the draft, we're going to put more and more stuff up there. We'll have links to the videos and the players and everything. So, and again, it'll be the only, best of my knowledge, the only one that's actually geared towards the Giants. So that's always good there if you're a Giants fan like us there. Of course, we also have the merch store, 2giantgoopballs-shop.fourthwall.com, where you can get all kinds of fun shirts, buttons, towels, cups, travel mugs, all kinds of fun stuff there. Of course, we also do still have the free shipping over $100, though obviously we might have to discontinue the Wan'Dale Rec shirt.
I was going to say, sorry.
Might have to. We'll maybe we'll just leave it up for old times there. Again, guys, if you haven't already, do us a favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up there on YouTube. That's, like I said, that's the big one, really. I hate to kind of harp on that one, but that's the big one that really gets that thing pushed out to people. I see we got 18 thumbs up. Yeah, can we get to 25?
That's what I'd love to see if we can get 25, 26?
We got 41 of y'all over now on YouTube right now watching live. We got 287 on X, by the way. Welcome everybody back to X. X finally got their stuff fixed there. Where everybody's seeing our stuff there again. So appreciate that. So, all right, let's get into the players we lost, because that's probably going to be a huge conversation unto itself as well, because we got kind of stolen.
I mean,
stolen
the big one.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's just, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've been a crap team the last couple of years, right, Rob?
Yeah, probably longer than a couple of years.
So why the hell are the Titans stealing from us every single goddamn player they could? They only took 4 players to the Giants today.
Because of their head coach. Or their OC, sorry. Their OC.
I get it, but like, if you look, okay, if you're Brian Dable and you look at the Giants and go, I need those players. We did so well there. Then that's why you're an OC, goddammit.
Well, he saw, which is why he was part of the reason why Wan'Dale went to the team. Was he not?
I'm just saying though, like
He's got a soft spot. He was part of that draft.
yeah, he's got a soft spot in the middle of his brain, but that's all.
And his midsection. Can't talk.
First one we lost. Wan'Dale Robinson, who signed a 4-year, $70 million deal
With Jurassic Park.
with the Titans. Maxes out at $78 million with incentives. And listen, guys, I gotta say, I didn't think that he would get that kind of deal. I honestly thought he would get more. I thought somebody would overpay that much more for him, that he would get like 4 years, $80 million.
I don't think he was going to. Well, if we're going to lose him, that's what I was saying. We're going to lose him right around that range where we lost him.
Yeah,
but I didn't think 20 million was in his stats.
But here's
he's not. Part. You're not going to pay him like a number one because he's not.
But here's the crazy part. What are the incentives? Because $78 million, if you do the math on that, it's $19.5 million a year. Okay. That means it's $17.5 million without the incentives. We said we thought he'd probably get around 18.
Yeah.
So we were pretty much dead on where we thought he'd be. But the crazy thing is, by the way, Spotrack had said that. Jay, I don't know if I've seen you in the comments section yet, but Spotrack had said that. So the crazy thing about the whole thing, though, is I don't think the Giants wanted him. Let me be honest, I have no inside knowledge in this whatsoever. But if you had told me that Wan'Dale Robinson was going to get signed for about $18 million a year, and the Giants would not keep him, I'm like, whoa, what? That's what happened.
They probably didn't want to pay him that much because they probably didn't think he was going to be worth it.
The Giants, I don't think wanted to keep him
because they probably didn't want to give him more than 14 or 15.
I just don't think he fit what this team wanted to do. I think they looked and they saw Isaiah Likely and they said, "Here's a bigger version that's cheaper, that's going to run block better, he's going to help, Jackson Dart better, and he's going to be a better fit for what we want to do here." I honestly feel that.
Yeah, I mean it's a very strong case. Who got picked up first?
Well, Isaiah Likely got picked up first, but we had heard all the reports days ago that Wan'Dale was going to be a Titan. Like, this was no shock to anyone. At least anybody who's been paying attention to all the rumors. So, it's
Brian Dale's been texting him nonstop since he left. Got fired.
He's not allowed to. That would never happen.
Yeah.
Yes. Please tell our mutual friend that I will be paying them $18 million per year if they would like to have a job that's opened for mowing my lawn.
This season, maybe next. I'll offer him 2 seasons guaranteed.
Yes, 2 growing seasons of the lawn, of course. I mean,
yeah.
Like, we all know this kind of stuff happens all the time. We all know it. There's no surprise to it whatsoever. But
like Epstein's files of
well, they definitely never be released then. But but I just feel like, if they didn't want him, he's not a fit. That's fine. Listen, we came into this season saying we trust Harbaugh. We're going to let him do his thing, and we're not going to critique every single move he did. And I can see where Wan'Dale might not be a fit. Wan'Dale does not fit every offense, guys. He just doesn't. There's not many people that want to feature a 5'8", 185 receiver who also doesn't get yak yards and also occasionally drops the ball.
Well, he got some yak yards last year to help out, but
it's not the yak. Yeah. He got a depth of target was much better last year.
Oh, 100%.
And I will say he's always open. Like, I'm not trying to, again, like I said before, I'm not trying to kick somebody on the way out. I would have loved to have Wan'Dale still on the team. He's always freaking open. It's just how he is. It's like the 7-Eleven of receivers here. But he's limited in what he's going to give you always because of the size, because of the lack of yak yards, because of the occasional drops. I mean, how many times were you and I frustrated by the drops?
So many times, especially key moments.
Yeah. There was one early on. It was a third. I forget what game it was. It was like one within the first couple of weeks. And it was a 3rd down drop he had. and he was wide open. It would have been like a 15-yard gain. Like nobody was near him. But then you look back and go, well, nobody was near him. He was that wide open. Like how many guys could do that too in the NFL?
Yeah. It's almost a talent that he could drop the ball like that.
It's insane like that. But that was the frustrating part about him. So, like I said, I think that I'm okay with the move from the Giants' perspective. I'm trusting the Giants and trusting Harbaugh that things will be right. I am also trusting that we didn't want to put money into a guy that probably didn't fit what we want to do.
Yeah. And probably get paid a little more than he should have.
And that's all free agents.
Yeah.
That's all free agents. So, like I said, we wish Wan'Dale the best. I really do. I think that he'll have success with Dable in Tennessee. I really do. I think he's gonna. I don't think he'll ever repeat probably what he did this year. This might be a career year for him, but he's always gonna be that guy that just gets a ton of catches because he's just always freaking open.
Who's the receivers over at the Titans now? Like,
Not much.
They got Lockett and
No, Lockett's gone.
They did get rid of Lockett. Yeah.
Yeah, they got rid of him mid-season. I'm
Right.
gonna see real quick the Titans depth chart. Might as well keep it up because hell, it's gonna be half the topics left is people that went to the Titans. So
Remember the Titans stealing all our
he's listed
guys.
as number one. Alik Eluemunor, who was the rookie last year, is their number 2 right now. So we'll see what happens there. Van Jefferson, they had a former Ram. They don't really have a lot.
So they either have to pay another big name to go over there, or granted they have the cap space, but they're gonna pay another big name or try to draft someone.
I mean, you got to think that they're going to be because everything you're hearing is that they're going to go ahead and draft Jeremiah Love at their pick. I think their pick like 3 or 4 like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. If I'm them, I'm picking up a wide receiver all day long, and I'm counting on Tony Pollard to, have another decent year. But I'm not them. I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. It seems to me like it needs some receivers.
Yeah, I feel like Wan'Dale is going to regress back to what he did 2 years ago. Poor guy.
They still have Calvin Ridley on the roster technically, but I thought he was getting cut because of his contract. So again, this is according to ESPN's depth chart. So if anybody knows more of the Titans than we do, feel free to correct us because I don't pretend to know every single player on every single. You know what I mean? Like we're not going to be those guys. Like we're not Adam Schefter over here.
It's not like they had good receivers all year.
They had horrible receivers.
So, as a fantasy owner, no one pays attention to what they're doing over there.
No, and that's why I'm saying I think he's going to excel. I just don't know if he'll ever excel. To be a true number 1 like that. Like, he had great numbers this year because there was nobody else to throw to.
Yeah.
So he may kind of get some of that success again, but because he's the only guy to throw to. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. I don't think they know yet what their final plan is going to be for wide receiver at Tennessee. So if they go for him as number 1, that's not ideal. We saw last year. He's a number 2, and to put it frankly, he's getting paid as a number 2. Like I know we're saying about he's not number 1 and stuff like that, but he got paid less than $20 million. Look at Alec Pierce, who got re-signed by the Colts, and what was his contract here? I'm trying to pull it up. I think it was like 4 years, $120 million. 4 years, 116. So he got $29 million a year. It's a big difference from what Wan'Dale got.
Yeah, that's also like the top paid receiver now, isn't it?
No, not even close. Top paid receiver from today.
Yeah.
But this guy's out there making $30 million, $40 million as a receiver. So yeah, I mean, I look at the situation going on with him, and it tells me they're probably going to bring somebody else in if they can. I don't know who it's going to be, but probably so. But again, we wish him all the best. We really do. No hard feelings at all. Take the money and run, because quite frankly, I don't think the Giants were to give it to him.
No.
So go where you're wanted. Now, Here's the guy I will hold a grudge against.
This one hurts still.
Because the Giants wanted him back. The Giants thought they got him back. They worked their tail off to get him back today. Cordale Flott. 3 years, $45 million, $32 million guaranteed. Goes to the Titans as well. After it happened, this is what Connor Hughes posted on X. He said, sources, Cordale Flott was set to return to the Giants. It was a done deal. It was as done a deal as you can get without pen to paper. At a last-second attempt to get him to change his mind, the Titans put forth their entire plan for how Robert Saleh planned to use him and what they believed he could accomplish in this defense. That was the difference. So,
Nice.
Listen, I'm not going to say bullshit of what Connor Hughes posted. I believe he got that from a legitimate source. I'm going to call bullshit on that overall, though. Because, let me put it this way to you, Rob. Let's say that I'm going to, that I'm your boss for a moment, okay? I'm the head of this vacuum company, okay? And I'm going to say, listen, Rob, you come to me. I want you to work for us selling vacuums. And here's the plan I have for you. We're going to sell so many vacuums together. And then I go in and I bring somebody else in and I paid them more money. Because that's literally what the Titans did. They brought Flott in, like I said, about $15 million a year. And then they got Alontae Taylor from the Saints, gave him $20 million a year.
Man, it's almost as fast as that ink was drying, they signed someone else. It's crazy.
So, tell me if I'm crazy, but you're giving one guy 20, one guy 15. Who do you think is CB1?
I think you know who CB1 is.
Cordale
Flott also might have known that, and that might have been part of the plan. Like, hey, we don't want to throw you at number one. We want you to start at number 2, 3.
Or I'm going to call me if I'm crazy in this one here. I'm wondering if they plan on using him in the slot because of his size.
Which is fair.
I don't know. Again, there's a lot of things we don't know as far as that. But when you give a guy $20 million and if another guy $15 million, don't tell me you sold the $15 million guy and how you plan to use him.
I mean,
because you didn't tell him you're the man, you're the top corner, you're the guy who's going to be our CB1. You didn't tell him that, obviously. And if you did, you lied your goddamn teeth.
No, I mean not necessarily. They could have went in and be like, hey, listen, you've been using wrong. We could change that. You belong in the slot. We won't misuse you.
But that's why I'm saying the whole thing is just weird to me. Because you literally went out and paid a guy $5 million more. Here's the other thing. I'm okay with this as well, guys.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but Cordale Flott, listen, respect to the guy. Again, get your bag. Get your money while you can. You're not worth $15 million a year. For a guy who's undersized, had one good year. And quite frankly, we talked about Wan'Dale Robinson not fitting the offense. How many times have you and I talked about this going to the free agency saying Cordale Flott doesn't fit what the Giants want to do with Denard Wilson? He won't be a Giant.
Consistently.
Consistently. And I could not believe it. I read the news today that the Giants were actively trying to keep him. And I'm not knocking him for it because we need corner help. We need corners. He's a legit corner. No problem with that whatsoever. But I was shocked they went as hard as they did with this.
Yeah.
I just think in my eyes, when you're hearing, oh, the Titans got on the phone and said what they promised they're going to do with him and stuff like that. Well, I think if that's the case, then what happened in reality was he got offered more money. I'm also curious, who did the Titans talk to otherwise? Because this is the legal tampering period, guys. You're not allowed to talk to players. Now, there is a new rule this year. You're allowed a video conference with one player. That's a very new rule this year.
So ridiculous.
I want to know Did they video conference anybody else? Because they got 4 of our players today, and you saw how active they were today. The Titans signed everybody.
Yeah, don't tell me they just started talking to people today.
No, I'm not going to say that. Don't tell me they only talked to 1 today, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Here's what they did. We are talking about Wan'Dale, 4 years, $78 million. They gave John Franklin Myers 3 years, $63 million. Way overpaid, by the way. Again, Cordale Flott, 3 years, $45. Alante Taylor, 3 years, $60 million. Mitch Trubisky, of all people, got a 2-year deal. And there's a whole bunch of other guys as well, including another one we're going to get to in a minute here. No, the 2 I should say we're going to get to in a minute. Don't tell me when they say Robert Saleh got on the phone with him and discussed. Who else did he get on the phone with?
Apparently a lot of people.
Because that's against the rules. Let's see here. B and Rock saying it's 5 players. If that's the case, I'll retract that. But let me see.
They took 5 Giants.
It's a new rule this year. Let's see. I'm gonna look up to verify.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 1 hour. That's what it was. 1 hour. They're allowed. But it is up to 5 players. I still find that hard to believe, though. Because if you hard sailed him like that on the phone, who's actually checking? That's a hard thing to check.
I guess your phone. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how would you?
Does the NFL hand out a work phone for this?
Boost mobile phones.
Yeah, chirping. Like the Ryan Lentz phones, the Mint Mobile.
Because it does say, because he said nothing players by video. It's video or phone. It does say that in the rules. I thought it was 1 player. It's 1 hour. Like I said, I still think there's just something wrong with signing that many players so many quickly for the Titans that it just something smells awry here to me. And it's not even sour grape because they overpaid for every single goddamn player they got from us. I don't care about that part.
Yeah, well, that's cap space.
Something seems wrong.
We've talked about if you got the money, you got it, and you're a bad team, you gotta spend it.
Yeah, I get it, but spend it better. Spend it better.
Yeah. Do better.
Next, overpay. As he says here, Dable has Flott's text number, could do that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He took it out on the way out the door.
That would be against the rules, though. Technically, if he's texting him at all, that's against the rules because it says on there via phone or video call, not in person. It doesn't say a thing about texting. And prior to this rule change, any direct communication with players was 100% prohibited. Unless you're the Eagles going after Saquon Barkley, of course, but that's a little separate.
Yeah.
Next up, players we lost. Daniel Bellinger, also to the Titans. And this makes absolutely no goddamn sense to me whatsoever. So Daniel Bellinger, 3 years, $24 million. How the hell are you paying almost $150 million to Wan'Dale Robinson, Cordale Flott, and Daniel Bellinger? Just throwing that out there for a minute here. How are you, if you're Daniel Bellinger, this is where I really want to know what happened behind the scenes. We've talked about this forever. It's weird that the Giants didn't want to use Daniel Bellinger. We've said that forever. It's weird that the Giants didn't want to use him. But he goes right to Brian Dable. And then the Titans, obviously off of what Brian Dable told them, gave him $8 million a year? If he was so good, why the hell didn't you pay him? Didn't play him. And don't get me wrong.
Another Kafka?
We like him. We're not suggesting he shouldn't have been on the field. We're suggesting he should have been on the field more for the Giants. But the guy who calls the plays, the guys who sets who's out on the field or not, literally is the guy he went to. I'm as confused as ever by that move. And don't get me wrong, I didn't think he was coming back to the Giants. Rob and I said that multiple times that he would run away as fast as he can. as he should, because the Giants misused him like you would not believe. But the guy who misused him is the guy he went to. I don't get it. I don't. Like I said, I like the kid. I root for him like probably bigger than any of the guys that we lost today. I will root for him because I thought he got a raw deal here in New York. I really do. But I just don't understand that one whatsoever. Like, imagine for a second, you go off to college, okay? You have a professor that just, you never feel like gives you a fair shake. You get out to the real world, you get there for a job. That professor calls you up. He's gone from the college. He's running a company now. He wants you to come on. Why would you want to work in that scenario? That's kind of what I feel like is happening here.
But he probably pays you
free of this guy. You ran right back to him.
But he's also probably paying you an extra 25-30% of what you probably would have got anywhere else.
It's like Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
I at that point, who cares how much you're getting paid if he's not going to use you? Because what you're going to lose in the long term is so much more. And again, we've talked about I'm the guy saying I would take as much money as I possibly can.
I was about to say that's exactly just said.
But here's the
difference.
difference.
An hour ago at this point.
But here's the difference. You know Flott is going to be a starter for them. You know Wan'Dale is going to be a starter for them. You don't know with Bellinger. Even if he says it, you don't know because he was given the starting position the first year with Dable. And then they're like, oh, you had a great rookie year. By the way, here's Darren Waller. Say hi.
Oh,
and then Darren Waller doesn't work out. They're like,
Johnson.
oh, we're going to get rid of Darren Waller. This didn't work out. He's going to retire. Oh, yeah. By the way, here's Theo Johnson. We just drafted him from Penn State. Like, that's literally what we did to this kid.
It's going to happen all over again. Deja blue.
I just, you know what it is? I wonder, and I don't want to put the blame on the guy without knowing. Let me be very clear on that. I wonder, because we talked about how like a lot of roster decisions and moves and stuff were Joe Shane, even for in-game stuff, like who came off the practice squad and stuff like that. We talked about, you know, like Lil Jordan Humphreys for the Saints game being stuck in the practice squad and not coming up the active roster and that kind of stuff. Was this a Joe Shane issue?
You have to wonder.
And if so, why, if you're Brian Dable, would you listen to the guy who's not coaching the team? I get it. He's your boss. I get that.
Kind of seem like fouls too.
But there's plenty of times in all of our lives that our boss has said things and we're like, thank you for your suggestion. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
We've all done it. And especially when you're losing and you know you're about to lose your job. Let's be honest. It was not a surprise at all that Brian Dable got fired. He probably had his box already packed, ready to go after that last loss even.
He probably had he probably at the half pretty much probably had it boxed up and ready to go after Denver.
Yeah, he was at his desk and they're like, I'm sorry, we're gonna let you go. He just opens up his drawer, takes the box already packed out. like
looking around, all the family pictures are gone.
So in that scenario this year, he could have used Bellinger like crazy and said, screw it, I'm gonna get fired anyway. If I'm gonna get fired, I'm doing it my way.
Do your best, Frank Sinatra.
I did it my way. Just saying, like this, the whole thing doesn't make sense. I've never been more confused by a free agent signing in my entire life. And not by the team, because again, I like the player. It just doesn't make any sense to me that Bellinger's like, let me go back to Brian Dable. He treated me well. I only fell down the stairs a few times. Like, what the hell?
He fed me pancakes and pizza all the time.
It
was on the floor.
I don't get it. I feel bad for the kid. It's a poor decision on his part. And I get it. The money must have been the difference. I get that part. Like you said, like the money was probably the difference. And in this case here, I think it's short-sighted because he knows what he's getting into. But he's also set for life now.
I was going to say, if you got offered $15 million somewhere else,
I don't know what the guarantee was. I got to say that. I don't know what the
Giants, and then somewhere else is going to offer you another close to $10 million. You know what? Do you take that and run?
Okay, $14 million guaranteed. 14.01 which is really weird. I'm gonna give you 14 million guaranteed. No, I demand 14 and $10,000.
That's my signing bonus. That's my pen. Give it to me.
I will not sign for 14 million guaranteed, but 14 million, 10,000. That's my bottom offer. But yeah, like I said, that's not too shabby, you know. And plus, he's got a couple of incentives. So I mean, he's set for life. So I mean, if nobody else offered him, I guess you take that shot. But it's just that's a risk, man. That's a risk. Other players we lost. Austin Schlottman.
There goes Schlottman and Sloppy Joes.
I think we were the first ones to get on him, by the way, before he even started playing for the Giants. Even when he was on the bench all last year, they were like, this is a good signing. He's officially gone. It's a 1-year deal to the Titans. There was a lot of rumors starting earlier today that Schlottman was getting attention by a few teams, and that some teams viewed him because of how he worked his way in as a replacement for JMS for a couple of games when he was hurt, that there was the potential that he would get offered a starting position somewhere. Now, I don't pretend to know, again, that Titans and every single roster, move they have at that point there.
They had a worse line than we did. They've had a very bad line.
Well, going to their depth chart on ESPN, Corey Levin is listed as their starting center. Now, he's a guy who has traveled around the league. He's played since 2017 for the Titans, Broncos, Bears, Patriots, Jets, and now Titans. So that's not exactly great. Plus, he's listed some places as a guard. So I'm not sure that he's the guy they're going to potentially think is going to be the starting center always. He did have a 71.3 PFF grade, but not enough snaps to give him any kind of credit. Lloyd Cushenberry, remember, was their starting center last year, and they already cut him. So maybe Schlottman's offered the starting gig, and that's why he went. And if that's the case, more power to him, man. He's getting to the point where in his career, where if he doesn't get a starting job soon, he'll never get it because he's like 29 years old now.
He's up there, yeah.
Yeah, like he's been around a while. We said he was with the Broncos, he was with the Vikings before he came to us. Like he's been around. He's 30 years old, actually, and he'll be 31 as basically as the season starts September 18th. So yeah, take your starting gig. And again, I have no beef with him whatsoever either. The only one I have beef so far with this is Flott. Is how it happened. Schlottman, I hope the best for him. I really do. I think he's a better lineman that people are giving him credit for. The eye test just shows it every place he's been. We saw him when he played with the Vikings. That 2 times we played the Vikings in 22, he was the starting center both times. And that's one of the things we pinpointed. It was like, hey, watch, they have a backup center in. We have Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is a beast. This guy's a backup. This could be an interesting matchup. And he held his own both times. And he held his own whenever he got in with the Giants. So, like I said, best of luck to him. Best of luck to him. Now we got to figure out a backup center. That'll be fun.
GMS.
We'll see. We'll see. One more guy we lost. And breaking news, guys, Brian Dable hated Dane Belton because he went to the Jets. He's the one guy that got signed that did not go to the Titans. So I'm just assuming that Brian Dable did not like Dane Belton. 1-year deal, $6 million to go cross town to the Jets there. Cross stadium, I've been cross town, but to the Jets. At least he knows where to show up on game day.
Fair enough. Maybe he gets his old locker back too.
Yeah, and like I said, earlier in the day we talked here about Adarius Washington. He's going to be the guy that'll be replacing Dane Belton. Basically, Belton signed right before Washington did. Belton is more dependable as far as injuries, that's for sure. But Washington's the better player. The only thing Dane Belton was really good at was big plays. We talked about this. Big plays. That's what he was. Good or bad.
I was supposed to say he just showed up in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, like I refer to him as, and I'm going to date myself here in a minute. Here, we got any old school baseball fans here? Rob Deere. Rob Deere was a baseball player back in like the mid '80s, late '80s, early '90s, And he was the guy that every single year basically would lead the league in strikeouts. But he was also a good home run hitter. That's Dane Belton.
Swinging for fences every time.
Yeah. I never thought I'd bring Rob to your stats up, but I just did. So, like 87, I'm going to give you the classic example. 186 strikeouts, 28 home runs. What he was. That's what Dane Belton is. Whenever there was a fumble, Dane Belton was probably around. Whenever there was an interception, Dane Belton was probably around. Whenever there's a big play given up, Dane Belton was probably around or supposed to be around.
Yeah, I was about to say supposed to be around. He misses mark.
He
or a big tackle missed.
And I think the frustrating thing for me as a Giants fan is I saw the potential in him because of the big plays on the positive side. I don't know if he just didn't listen to the coaching or didn't like the coaching, didn't trust the coaching. I don't know. You know, again, you got to be in the locker room. You got to be in the practices for these things. But I feel like this is a move where you can go, okay, you bring a guy in, change the scenery. You say, I see the potential. I think I can fix this. And you bring him in. So listen, but the Jets, it's not a bad move. You literally have a defensive back that was a great player, by the way, as a head coach there. So if Aaron Glenn can go take this kid under his wing and fix some of those issues, then all power to him. I got no beef with Dane Belton for leaving at that point there. As Rock says, Adarius better indeed. So tired of seeing Belton leading coverage and off balance, missing tackles in space. Totally perplexed by fan love because a few hits. 100%. And I think it's the big plays he made that were positive. He did make some. I mean, his first goddamn play in the NFL, he calls the fumble on the kickoff against the Panthers week 2, 2022. Was it, Rob? Correct me if I'm wrong. Or anyone in the comments, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Panthers,
but I believe it was week 2. I thought it was week 1 was the Titans that year.
Oh, you're right.
That was the overtime game. I think week 2 was the Panthers. That's when we faced Baker Mayfield and the Panthers.
Ooh.
Oh, we're going back there. But yeah, like I said, you see the potential. You really do. But how crazy to see all of our 2022 picks getting paid by other teams. Think about that. Kayvon's still here. Well, we think we're probably going to trade him. If anybody's willing to pay up, I'll split it that way because there's been some rumors in that issue. You know, Evan Neal's gone. We're not re-signing him. Wan'Dale Robinson, signed by the Titans. Cordale Flott, signed by the Titans. Daniel Bellinger, signed by the Titans. Dane Belton, signed by the Jets. Just wait to find out what happens to Josh Shizuto, I guess.
Oh, he's going somewhere too.
Yeah, practice squad probably for somebody.
Probably.
He's another one I have no hard feelings on. He needs to leave for his own benefit, much like what I said with Bellinger. He needs to leave somewhere and let him actually become a guard. We probably ruined him, though. It's probably too late.
One way to find out.
It upsets me as a fan of a team that would be able to say, we ruined players. We did. We ruined Bellinger.
We ruined a lot.
We ruined Zudu. Neal helped, but we helped ruin him with the injury misdiagnosis before anybody gets on me. We really misdiagnosed an injury. I know he's a crappy player, but that didn't help. Trying to force him out on the field when he wasn't even healthy yet. Oh, my gosh, the Giants. So glad we got big change coming this year. All right. Before we get going, let's get into rumors and cut here, guys. So, players that we cut. Just got one so far today. Jamie Gillum, Scottish Hammer. Again, obviously, we've gone ahead and signed Jordan Stout. There's no need for the Scottish Hammer. He's officially a free agent. So, you know, best luck to him
service
wherever he will go. Maybe he'll go to the Titans. I don't know. Over the weekend, we had a restructure as well. One of the guys we thought in our head would be gone, no doubt about it. Devin Singletary reduced his salary down from $5 million to 1.3. That is a massive, massive difference. $1.3 million from $5 million.
Which is crazy.
That's insane. Like, think about this. Think about going from like making $50,000 a year to making 13. I'm just trying to put it in perspective for people in like common folk money.
Yeah. The regular
Like,
folk money, if you will.
Or if you want to make it more realistic, it's like going from 100,000 down to 26.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of money gone. It's a huge difference. I'm shocked he did that. I really am. Like, keep in mind, we can still cut him. If there was no guaranteed money added to this, we can still cut him. All this guarantees is he'll be here for camp. And probably in Tennessee in September. No kidding. But it's just like, it just seems weird to me that he wouldn't have taken the shot to find out what was there in free agency and say, you know what? If it doesn't work out, I'll come back, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I don't pretend to know the salary implications that would have been if he did that either, because that's just me kind of thinking off the top of my head here. But it just seems a little crazy because we know the Giants were in for other running backs. I know for a fact they gave an offer to Kenneth Walker. Like, that's not even disputed. That's a 100% done, set in stone. They did. Then, on top of that, you got a situation where we also rumored to give offers to others. I heard Rico Dowdle actually got an offer from the Giants. Again, that's from
That's interesting.
people that I can't sit there and say are 100% accurate. There's a lot of bullshit being thrown around today. So, but I'm saying I've heard other things that people are saying as well. So, we know the Giants wanted to add another running back. Will they keep 4 or 5? I don't know. That seems a little extreme. There's another guy that got cut basically, but all intents and purposes got cut by the Ravens because they didn't tender him today. We're going to talk about him in a little bit. But there's other guys they're going to be interested in. There's going to be another running back added, if not more than one. So it just, I don't know. The whole thing makes no sense to me. They did that. And I'm glad he did it. Don't get me wrong. I want him there. Like, God forbid we get an injury. It's nice to have a veteran that's sitting there ready to go.
Yeah, and he played better when there were some injuries last year compared to the years prior.
Yeah, I just shocked he did it. And I appreciate he did. Don't get me wrong. I'm just kind of shocked he did. So let me see real quick here. Trying to check to see for you guys there. So we just got the question of any good free agent running backs left. Let me see if we got the list. We used to have it up, and I'm trying to just search what I searched before, and it just did not come up for some reason. Oh, here we go. I got the list now. For some reason, it didn't come up. I had to search it. It came up with the linebacker list. I said to change it out. So, all right. So let's see. As far as the ones that got signed. Oh, this is the free agents that got signed. Go to available. Damn it. There we go. Here we go. Here's who's available at running back. It's not good. Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Austin Eckler, Antonio Gibson, Nick Chubb. That's the top 5.
Yeah.
That's going based on previous annual average value of their prior contract. Now, there is one available. Actually, I'm going to reverse it for a second. I'm going based on Spotrack's market value, who's available left. Isaiah Pacheco is available. Former Rutgers guy. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, former Chief, didn't do much. Yeah.
Former Chief that was coached by Matt Nagy. Just throwing it out there. I mean, he still had 800 rushing yards as a rookie, 900 as a sophomore. Hasn't done much the last 2 years.
Gonna say.
I know.
They also picked up, but they also picked up another running back and kind of split the role back there. So they could be part of that.
I'm just, like I said, let's take a look. Isaiah Pacheco. I didn't think we were talking about Isaiah Pacheco here like this, but we're doing it. This is what happens when you do a live show. Things just kind of go a little bit there. So his yards per carry average dropped big time too, 4.9, 4.6, then 3.7, 3.9.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me, I wouldn't be looking to sign it. I didn't think they should have looked to sign him to begin with, though. You already got Cam Scattaboo. You already got Tyrone Tracy. Like, why are you trying to upgrade a position that's not a need to upgrade?
You could always upgrade, but
yes, I get it.
This is not where you should be spending your time and resources.
And that's what I'm
trying to figure out so much, because
That's
there's other holes we need to be plugging.
Exactly. So, all right, let's get into the rumors here going on. As I caught your joke you made there. Let's get into the rumor. The biggest rumor going on right now is everything, and multiple members of the media said they heard this exact thing here. The Giants would not be looking to do anything to the interior offensive line until they figured out right tackle. But they got Germaine Eluemunor tonight. So that's figured out. So now the rumor is that they're talking to, and they've been talking to all day, talking to both Elijah Vera-Tucker and Wyatt Teller. The rumor is that one of those guys is going to be a Giant, if not both. If they sign both, they would cut John Runyan.
Yeah, I mean, the rumor has a big time that I know they're into Elijah.
They have a full like erection for Elijah Vera-Tucker. It seems like they are so excited by the potential of getting him. It's not even funny. It seems like, and I don't get it, guys. Great player, not knocking the ability whatsoever, except the greatest ability, which is
being healthy, being there,
availability. This kid is never healthy. We talked about it before with Washington, but it's a big difference between signing a backup safety for $3 million and signing a guy to be one of your starting guards when you have a sophomore quarterback coming in that didn't play the whole season.
No, they just need to build a brick wall around this guy that's not going to go anywhere.
We talked about it. He had played in 16 games his rookie season. Since then, he's played in 27 games in the last 4 years, including not a single game last year. I'm sorry, but I don't want a part of that. I want nothing to do with that whatsoever. I would rather sign Runyan again. And I don't mean it's a negative. I actually like Runyan. I'm not Runyan. I'm sorry. Greg Van Roden. I would sign him again.
Yeah.
I like him. I think they just want to get somebody who's younger, and that's why they're looking at making this move. But even Wyatt Teller's missed a couple games each year the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm okay with getting one.
I can see I don't know. I feel like
I'm okay with getting Wyatt Teller is what I'm saying, though. And I'm okay with then either making a move to re-sign Greg Van Roden and cut Runyan, or keep Runyan and have those two guys be your guards. Or maybe sign GVR to be the backup, and he can be the backup guard / center if he's okay with that.
That's kind of like where I was going at. Like there's interchangeables. I don't think it's like a big upgrade necessarily, but like you could do some cap moving.
Oh yeah, easily. I mean, you can also re-sign Runyan if you want. I've heard some people suggest that. You get his cap number down that way. I don't know if I'd want to do that, considering I'm not a big fan of him in general, but I get it. You would get the cap down that way. So I don't know. I feel like if you got the two of them, it's an upgrade at guard from where you were, but it's an upgrade with risk because of Elijah Vera-Tucker. There's a lot of risk in that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want to take that risk. I mean, you're talking torn Achilles, torn triceps, another torn triceps. Like, it's not like he had minor injuries. Like, he's had a bunch of major injuries. And you better put him to the ringer for the medical if you sign him.
And then go run a couple laps and then come back to go see the medical again.
Yeah. Now, everything we're seeing, I should tell people too as well, is that he wants out of the Jets. So anybody wondering why the Jets don't want to bring him back? From what I've heard, the Jets do want to bring him back. He doesn't want to go back to the Jets. And that's just crazy. That's just absolutely crazy. We got upset Ravens fan here says, y'all Giants need to stop poaching players from my Ravens. Listen, I'll tell you what, we'll stop poaching Ravens when you can tell the Titans to stop poaching the Giants. I'll take that. Okay. It is what it is. We've already poached your coach because you gave him up. That's the risk that happens when you give him up. He went elsewhere. He took his people with him. Should have kept Harbaugh if you wanted to keep him. But again, we'll have to see what happens. But that's what it looks like is going to happen. Is we're going to have at least one new guard of those two, if not both, or we'll have to go to Plan B if neither one of them sign with the Giants because that's not a guarantee either.
Income rumor. Oh, Zay Flowers to the Giants.
What?
Just
oh my God!
Sorry, it's a live show.
He's got a couple of years left in this deal. I'd love to get Zay Flowers though. I would love to get Zay Flowers.
We had him ranked very high in the draft.
He would be a 15-yard freaking receiver anywhere else but Baltimore. I'm telling you. Speaking of receivers, though, another rookie I know everybody's been talking about here is Brian Thomas Jr. is officially on the trading block yet again. And because of the fact he played with Malik Neighbors, everybody's talking about that. Oh, he'd be great. We can pair him up with Malik Neighbors again. Guys, let me just... And I hate to always be the negative guy, but I am. Think about this. The guy did almost 1,300 yards as a rookie, and after his second year, the Jaguars are done with him. If that shouldn't be the biggest goddamn red flag in the world for you guys.
It's a big old red flag.
That is a freaking massive goddamn red flag. Think about that for a second. Think of any scenario, because his numbers are very similar to what Neighbors did his rookie year, obviously. You need to give any scenario where like, oh, Neighbors got to go after his second year. Got to go. That just tells you what kind of headache he's been for the Jaguars.
100%.
And nobody's scooping him up. Red flags everywhere, guys. Red freaking flags.
Stage 5 clinger.
Now, rookie year. 87 catches, 1,282 yards, 10 touchdowns. This past year, 48 receptions, 707 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Did miss a couple games because of injury. Did 14 instead of 17, but that's not the reason for that drop. That's him losing 40% of his production there, basically.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people I'm hearing about rumors with him and Liam Cohen not getting along and issues with that. Well, if you can't get along with Duval guy, you think you can get along with John Harbaugh? Like John Harbaugh, he's like the honey badger. He don't give a shit.
Runs to that family.
Like he don't care. He's gonna do things the way he wants to do things. I don't get why fans are excited by this. They're like, "Ooh, they're great." Plus, I've heard people ask the question on Twitter: "Oh, would you trade Kayvon Thibodeau in a second-round pick for him?" God, no.
Yeah, you think Kayvon could be a headache?
Well, here's how I'll put it. Again, we're not there. We don't know the particulars of what's going on in Jacksonville. Let's say hypothetically the Giants did their research. They're like, we're comfortable taking him on. We think we can make this work. We think it's just a bad scenario. It's just personalized. They don't mesh well. That happens in life sometimes. I would give him Thibodeau. I'm not giving you Thibodeau and a second-round pick for a player you want to get rid of, that you actively are trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
Like, that's insanity. Like, nobody else is going to give him that. Like, no one's going to give him that. Why would you? Giants think Thibodeau is worth a day 2 pick. You're basically giving 2 day 2 picks for a player the team is desperate to get rid of.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good. Bring on Mooney. I'm still on the Mooney thing. Bring on Mooney. He's the fit. He's your wide receiver too right there in a heartbeat. He's got the relationship with Nagy. It's the guy to bring in. Now, we also, rest assured, guys, I'm seeing everybody flipping out after Cordale Flott got signed. The Giants have talked to cornerbacks after losing Cordale Flott. We do expect them to sign somebody. I'm telling you right now, guys, stop freaking out over Cordale Flott. I'm seeing a lot of people that were all over social media afterwards. Giants better make this right. We have no corners. This is desperation. It's day one of the free agency.
There's so much more to go over.
People are legit acting as if we lost Deion Sanders today.
Yeah, no.
We lost the guy who, if we had asked you this time last year if you cared about losing him, you'd say no.
Yeah.
But you had one good year, this kid now, and now you think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread? When all you love is how long don't overpay?
It's comfortability of it. That's what it is.
I get it. I'm just saying, no one should be freaking out day one of free agency. Give it time. There's a lot more to go. Now, if we don't replace him in any way, shape, or form, in week one, we're going in with Deontay Banks as starting corner. Flip the hell out. You have every right. Every right.
What happened?
Especially because it sucks. We lost him and Jamel Dean, who I thought was going to be the guy we take corner instead of Flott, ended up going to the Steelers for $12 million a year. In all fairness, the Giants should have probably pivoted from him. That's what they should have done. And right over here we got Corey saying Flott was number 2 cornerback and barely that. He was that because of the fact that he finally beat out Banks. Remember, beginning of the year, they were playing half and half. So people really got to calm down. I could not believe all the, oh my God, we lost Cordale Flott today. He had a 65.6 PFF grade, guys.
We could do better.
We could do equal.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm just getting at. And I know a lot of people are throwing out Tariq Woolen. You and I talked about him as a potential guy for the Giants as well. That's personally who I would love to see. And those are wondering 61.2 PFF grade, so a little bit lower, not too much, but he is a perfect fit for what we do on defense. Or at least we're assuming we're to do on defense with Denard, because Denard likes long-armed, aggressive, press man cover corners. Think about that for a second. Does anybody ever think that Cordale Flott is a long-arm press man corner? Nope. So, like I said, don't worry, guys. We got it. We already talked about the fact they've already talked to running backs as well. One running back specifically we're going to bring up here, because today he officially became a free agent. Not because it was time, but because they didn't go ahead and get a tender to Keaton Mitchell. We had a Ravens fan in here a minute ago saying, you don't need to stop poaching for the Ravens. We got one more maybe coming. Keaton Mitchell is an interesting option because, again, we have Tracy. We got Scottaboo. We got Singletary. I guess still have, I don't know if we still have Turbo. I'm going to see if Turbo's even still on the roster at this point. No one's even mentioned it. Who cares? He's not going to play anyway. We knew that by now. But
terrible.
Running back Keaton Mitchell was not tendered by the Ravens. He's officially a free agent. This past year, 13 games, 59 carries, 341 yards. That's a 5.8 yard per carry average. 1 touchdown, 9 catches, 63 yards. When he was officially listed as non-tendered, Jeremy Fowler of ESPN said to watch out for the Giants there. I don't think it was just because of Harbaugh. Now, for his career, 3 years with the Ravens, so he's really young. Only played 3 years in the league. 6.3 yards per carry average, guys. And again, small sample size. He hasn't played much. But here's a guy who's a smaller running back, 5'8", 190. So it's probably why he doesn't get much usage, because to be very frank, you're better off not overusing
it's also
5'8", 190 running back.
You're also sitting behind King Henry and Lamar Jackson, so
yes. Well, as far as runners, not running backs, because
runners.
Lamar Jackson's technically a quarterback.
He's second the quarterback that sometimes
I just
has more rush yards
off a Ravens fan in case he's still in the room.
Who has more rushing yards than a lot of times his running backs.
Yeah, like I said, I just it's what you got out of this kid. He's shown a little bit. It's not a lot, but he hasn't needed to show a lot. So it makes sense to bring him in, at least bring him into camp and see what he's got.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So, all right, guys, do me a favor. I'm going to pester y'all one more time. I'm going to do it. You got 51 of y'all watching right now in YouTube. We hit the 25 goal, and I appreciate that. Can we get to 30 at least? We got 53 of you right now. We get another person that even came in. Hit that thumbs up button for us. Like I said, really does help us there. If anybody has any questions before we go, pop them in the chat. We'll try to hit it real quick, but we've almost been 2 hours here because we've had so much stuff to go over. So I apologize. We haven't gotten to every question you got and every comment you guys have. Tomorrow, the plan, just to give you guys a heads up, we don't know if we're going to be on or not tomorrow. That depends on what the Giants do. Originally, we don't usually do a Tuesday show. If the Giants do anything of significance, us will probably be on. We're freaking masochists at this. It is what it is. Yeah. But as always, we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This week will be a little funky. The best way to know that is while you're in YouTube hitting that thumbs up. Yeah, I did ask one more time after all. You can go ahead and hit that bell as well, and you'll get the notification when we go live. So, in fact, hit the bell everywhere, hit the subscribe everywhere. That's where I get it. We are, I think my phone goes off like 5 different ways when we go live because we're always live, of course, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter/X, Twitch, and of course, Rob's favorite,
my
LinkedIn profile. And of course, we're always available the next day on all the audio podcast platforms. You got, of course, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all the big ones there. And of course, Spotify, usually within 24 hours, we put the video version up. All right, before we go real quick, couple quick questions. We're going to have to go quick. Sorry, because like I said, we do have to get going here. It's been a couple hours. We both have work in the morning. I'm sure a lot of y'all do as well. So we do appreciate you guys staying on with us this late too. Ryan says thoughts on Tyquan Thornton. I mean, he's a decent depth piece. We need depth pieces. So
yeah,
I'm not going to hate him. My only issue with him is, does he fit the offense? We know Matt Nagy didn't call the plays. That's called by Andy Reid last year in Kansas City. Nagy's offense in Chicago was much more short passes, whereas Thornton is much more of a long guy, like a Slayton type. In fact, they had very similar numbers last year. So not as many drops, I'm sure, but similar numbers. So again, it depends on the fit. And without knowing what the offensive scheme the Giants want to do, it's hard to say that it's a good fit or a bad fit. But he's a legit NFL receiver. So I'd have no problem with them bringing him in as long as they plan on using him for deep throws, what they should do. What's on my mind, 81 says, how many more players are the Titans taking tomorrow? Probably all of the rest of the Giants free agents. I heard Evan Neal will be a great pickup for them. Josh Azudu, great pickup. Let's fix that offensive line.
Get him out of here.
As Revenge's Strife says, Titans may take 17 of our 21 unrestricted free agents. Again, I don't get it. Of all the teams you can pick from, the Giants who you want? Like, that's who you want?
That's the one.
Yeah. I don't know. But listen, it is what it is, guys. Again, we'll be back Wednesday at the latest, maybe tomorrow, depending on what happens. Like if we start signing guards tomorrow, we'll probably be on. But if not, definitely by Wednesday. We'll see you guys then. Again, we'll let you guys know as best we can what we're doing tomorrow. Appreciate you guys for listening, supporting, watching, and all around sticking around here tonight. Appreciate you guys. As always, go G-Man! Go G-Man!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.